Hello and welcome back to another video of What If Luffy Was Never Born. We're slowly but surely inching into the end of the pre-time skip stuff. And last week we talked about Amazon Lily and all the stuff happened there. While it wasn't anything major, if you connect it to the future of the story, I think you can see how it is still quite important. And today we're going to look at a certain scenario that is similar but quite different as well. I don't know what I'm talking about, but let's get right into it. So, first of all, like always, let's look at the death counter. We are still at 76, and let's see if the Impel Down arc is going to change anything about that. Now, I took some creative freedom for the Impel Down arc because a few things, we don't know how much anything, everything would have changed without Luffy there, because you will see what it is when I start talking about it. First of all, as we know, without Luffy there, that means Boa and her sisters, or like her tribe, her ship, they won't go to Impel Down, and that means she just stays on her island and Luffy is not there. As we know about all that, that also means Buggy's crew is not in Impel Down. He was never captured in Loketown by Smoker or something, which means that Buggy and all his people, or only Buggy, because I think only Buggy and Alvida got captured there, or only Buggy, who knows. He's just not there, and that means without Buggy, that all the people he would have freed and would have followed him will also stay there. Buggy's probably still in the east. He doesn't have any reason to really leave for now. So he probably just dominates the east somewhere, maybe does his own thing, has some sort of protection from Shanks, who knows. Now we go further. On level 2, we would encounter Mr. Free, or what is his name, Borsalino? No, that was Kizaru. I don't remember his name. But as we know, Mr. Free only got into prison because he didn't betray Crocodile, but Crocodile thought that Mr. Free betrayed him because of the whole Mr. Prince bullshit that Sanji pulled. So that means Mr. Free is still working for Crocodile. Unless, in the meantime, from the Alabasta arc to the Impel Down arc, the Marines or the government captured Crocodile and all of Baroque Works, he is still somewhere with Crocodile on the sea. And all of that also means that, like I said, Crocodile and everybody else from Baroque Works is not in Impel Down. He might be in possession of Pluton as well, like the ancient weapon, because he has all the time he wants to, or he has a few months or so to search Alabasta for the location of Pluton. And if it actually is somewhere on the island, he's bound to find it. There is nothing stating it wouldn't be like that. He just didn't have the time in the real story, which is why he tried to use the bomb to search a bigger area at once. But now he has all the time he wants, so he doesn't need to use a bomb, and he can just casually stroll around, use his fruit to push away some sand, and just chill out. Just find the ancient weapon that can destroy anything. Well, everybody else is still with Crocodile. And that also means without Crocodile being there, without the people from Baroque Works being there, without Luffy being there, all of that means the mass breakout of Impel Down, which tarnished the reputation of Impel Down and the Marines, is not going to happen. All these prisoners will just stay in there and suffer because they just don't have the courage or bravery to try to escape. And without these strong people leading them, they wouldn't even hold a candle or a chance to get free themselves, you know. So let's take it this. Jinbei and Ace were captured. Ace was captured by Blackbeard, and that is how he got his position as one of the Shichibukai. And Jinbei was imprisoned because he said he doesn't want to help the people execute Ace. So both of them will stay in this prison on level 6. Level 6, I repeat. Both of them are on level 6, which doesn't matter too much for Ace because he will get taken to Marineford later on, and that's just going to happen there. And, well, Jinbei, he's going to stay there for a bit longer. As we all know, Mr. 2 would also be an Impel Down, but because all the Baroque work stuff didn't happen, and he didn't become friends with the Straw Hat and everything, he will stay with Crocodile. And the funny thing is, when you think about it, Bon Clay or Mr. 2 really looks up to Ivankov, because Ivankov is the queen or king or like leader of the newcomer or like these people, and he wants to be that place in there as well. And Crocodile hates Ivankov for some reason because they have some sort of connection. So with Bon Clay and Crocodile still being in one place, that means somehow they're going to meet Ivankov in the future, probably. And what also is not going to happen, obviously, is an encounter between Hancock and Ace, because Hancock only, like, visited Ace because she wants to tell him Luffy is coming to rescue you. So you need to be prepared. Don't lose hope or something. I don't remember the exact words. Technically speaking, Ace isn't too different of Luffy. So if Luffy was not there and Hancock would meet Ace, she would probably fall in love with Ace instead. Who knows? Well, but they won't meet, and this whole encounter is just getting erased. And now we come to another thing. This is actually, I think this is in the wrong arc. I think this belongs into Marineford, or this could have been announced in Impel Down, like that Kaido wanted to come to Marineford for the execution or something, to the Whitebeard Pirates, but Shanks stopped them. This is just going to happen. This, you can think that maybe Shanks only stopped Kaido because he wanted to, like, this is his way to help Whitebeard and Ace, because he has respect for Whitebeard, and he knows that Ace is Luffy's brother, so, see, that might be his version to try help them, like, help them in some sort of way that doesn't really put, like, two Yonkos on the same side. He's just staying in his neutral point where he just stops Kaido, which is also not bad for the Marines and all the people, like, where he might have some connection, because we know Shanks is still quite a mysterious man. And who knows, he might just kill Kaido here. I don't think so, because he never intended to do that, but Shanks is probably quite a lot stronger, like I said, in the way earlier parts of this series, because he didn't lose an arm and he continued his fights with Mihawk. So both of them are still, they should be more powerful, in my opinion. And like I said, Baroque Works is Death Bones and Mr. One, like Crocodile, are not in the level 4, and all the other people, they were just like on Alabasta, I think, working in a cafe or something, I don't know, like a coffee shop, who knows. They just did something in a restaurant. Golden Week painted, Merry Christmas wants to be a princess, Valentine wanted to be a chocolatier, I think, Mr. 5 wanted to be a fireman, Mr. 4 wanted to be a pizza delivery man, I think, and Doublefinger wanted just to lead her, like, make coffees and stuff. Whatever you want, boy. It's not up to me to decide all of that. Well, now we come to another thing. Magellan or Magellan versus Luffy. Both of them are obviously not going to meet. That means all of this fight is, this whole chaos with Luffy being there is not going to happen. I don't like this wasp flying in front of my eyes. I'm getting nervous. All of that means Magellan is not as busy with some other people, like making chaos in Impel Down, which means he can focus on someone else who is going to arrive quite soon. But for now, we can look at all of this stuff happening on level 5.5 with Ivankov. Ivankov and all of his people won't leave. He will just stay in Impel Down like he always intended to do. The only reason he left was Luffy, because he knew, or then learned, that Luffy is the son of his leader, Dragon. And that was the only reason he left. There was nothing else for him to do. He could have stayed there, like he could leave anytime he wanted, apparently. So Ivankov stays there. And the same is true for Jinbei. Jinbei stays on like level 6, and Crocodile was never captured. We know all of that. But that also means, in general, Impel Down stays a big safer space, a calm place during Ace's execution. Like, no one tries to escape, no one does anything stupid. Well, not that many people try something stupid, there's still one person there. And all of that also means this leads to Magellan not releasing Shiryu. Well, Shiryu not being released is one thing. Like, the thing was, Magellan and all of the Marines or government people working there were talked like, this is so crazy, we can't handle this all alone, we might need the help of him. And then they released Shiryu to like stop the pirates from escaping or the bandits from escaping. And Shiryu is also like, he should work for like, I think because Blackbeard arrived, Magellan wanted Shiryu to stop Blackbeard. But the thing is, Blackbeard came to this place, and he didn't come only to this place because he knew Luffy was there. He always had the plan to come to Impel Down. So what would he do without the chaos that Luffy and all the other people would have created? Blackbeard is quite overconfident but still not that stupid. Like, I think he would still have been able to pull it off, not maybe through fighting, but through talking. Like, he came there, and without the chaos being there, people would have like invited him more friendly. Because as far as I know, they like closed the entrance, and he just went there. It's like despite all of that, so people were like cautious of him. But without anything happening, they might be a bit more like open, but still question him on like, yo, Blackie, we know Ace is going to get executed, so why are you here? And then he's going to say like something like, I want to make sure that everything goes well, so to ensure that Ace gets executed correctly, I want to strengthen my crew, and that's why I want to decide on some people from this place here and get them to join my crew. And who knows, maybe they accept them, because prisoners can join his crew. And all of his place was also like, he's going to kill some people here, which is like just all the better for the Marines. Like, they don't have to care about the criminals anymore, so why would they like decline? I don't really know. So we'll get inside, but people are confused. So why is he here so short before the execution? But with all of his explanation, he's just going to do his thing, and he can still like make prisoners join his crew without any problems. And with all that said, the deathmatch of level 6 is going to take place just like normal. But now, Jinbei is here. And let's look at that in the consequences that are coming up right now. First of all, let's take a quick look at this part. Death counter remains the same. Nobody we know of died here. Like, Blackbeard with the deathmatch obviously means that a few people are going to die in that place, but they are not named characters, they are not important to the story, and so they will just stay there. Dead, and nobody cares about them. But technically, our death counter is probably already over 200 if I counted all of the nameless people who died and all of that stuff. But we're just going with named characters who I know have died. And now we come to the first change of the arc. With Magellan being like depressed and thinking like he failed his job because the people could escape, and he demoted himself, which meant that Hannibal, I'm not sure, he would have become the chief warden of Impel Down in the actual story, or he became the chief warden. But without all of that happening, he will just remain the vice warden, I think, and Magellan can continue doing his job. And that leads us to the next part of what is going on in Impel Down. First of all, Ivankov and all of his people will remain on level 5.5. Because I'm not sure if I made this quote up myself or if I found this somewhere, but Ivankov, as far as I can recall, said something like, "The time is not right. I only plan to leave once the Revolutionary Dragon acts." So he's going to wait. When is Revolutionary Dragon going to act? The funny thing is, there's a lot going to happen here, because I think in the 2-year time skip, Ivankov is then going to escape. Like, the first time it's not dragon, but it's his right-hand man Sabo acting, like on Dressrosa. So will Ivankov escape before Dressrosa because that is somehow dragon acting? Or will he still wait longer until the time of something else? Because we don't know too much about Dragon's plan. But I am looking forward to what is going to develop and all of that stuff with Dragon's plan. Because I think there's something big waiting for us. And also, Jinbei is at level 6. This is the big part when I talked about the deathmatch. We know that Jinbei is on level 6 and Blackbeard is going to try to recruit people from level 6. Is Jinbei going to join Blackbeard? Tell me your opinion. Is Jinbei just going to join Blackbeard here for at least his chance to get out? Or is he just going to remain in level 6? In my opinion, Jinbei is not really a scheming man, like he doesn't want to do some devious stuff or so. So he will not die here. Like, he's strong enough to defend against all the level 6 prisoners and just stay there. So that means, with all of that happening, Jinbei might be able to escape. Like, he might not say, I come with you, Blackbeard, but during all of that happening where they defeat each other and all of that stuff, Jinbei might be able to just stay in the shadows or somehow escape with them. Like, they leave and Jinbei somehow escapes. Or he actually chooses to join them, like, only in word, and after he's out of Impel Down, he just jumps off their boat and goes somewhere else. Like, he still wants to rescue Ace. I think, one way or the other, Jinbei is not going to stay imprisoned on Impel Down in this part. Which makes, because all the other people, like Sanjuan Wolf, Shiryu as well, who else joined there? Like this Mad King person, the woman who ate the devil fruit. All these people who joined Blackbeard are going to join him and can just leave because they are now part of a 7 Warlord crew. And everybody on the 7 Warlord crew is pardoned, or like their bounty gets frozen for a moment. That means they can just leave. Which leaves us that Jinbei is the only person to, maybe if he doesn't join, to escape Impel Down. Which makes him the, I think, second person to leave Impel Down, escape Impel Down, with the first being the Golden Lion Shiki. Which makes it just all the more, like, reasonable, because that means only a Yonko like Shiki, I think he was a Yonko in the past, and Warlord of the 7 Sea, one of the 7 Warlords of the Sea, Jinbei is going to escape. All of that stuff is going to happen. You know all of that. And with all of that, that also means a huge amount of battle power for Ace's rescue squad doesn't exist. We all know that Luffy and all the other people played a big role in rescuing Ace. Like, Ivankov took care of Kuma, or like stayed there to like handle him. Crocodile took, actually, like, he stopped Mihawk from attacking Luffy. And all the other people, like Buggy, just had all these goons from the prison that decided to follow him, and they took care of the lower ranked Marines. And Luffy himself, well, he discovered Conqueror's Haki more visibly in this arc. And all of this is not there anymore. This huge battle power, which was there to save Ace, is not there anymore. And all of that also means a lot of more death. How are the Whitebeard Pirates going to handle all of this? How is Blackbeard actually going to take all of these people? And will Jinbei join him? Like, all these questions are hard to answer, but obviously that's the part of a what-if scenario. So, this is at least my version. But what do you think would happen in these scenarios? So, please tell me in the comments. Like always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we're going to see each other again next week when we finally dive into the big war of Marineford. Until then, see you next time.